So what are you going to do when someone neglects you? I think this question is essential in dating first, and then especially in marriage. It's at the heart of all the comments I read where people say, I've told them how I felt. I've asked them to prioritize my needs. I've told them what I need over and over in a nice, kind way, and they won't do it. Okay, I believe you. So the next question we have to ask is, what are you going to do when someone neglects you? People will neglect you. People will unintentionally hurt you. What are you going to do? You have to have a plan, because I've seen what happens when we don't. And I'm not saying it's always easy to leave a dysfunctional or toxic relationship, because for some of you, that's what's familiar to you. Your parents were critical or disrespecting or emotionally distant or dismissive towards you. And now you find yourself in that same dynamic again. Or your parents conditioned you to believe that love is earned. And now you find yourself people-pleasing and giving and sacrificing for someone who seems to only take advantage of you, don't they? And the sad truth is, so often when you grow up with destructive and toxic, that's what you will naturally be drawn to. Because you've been conditioned to believe that you don't deserve anything better. That's called shame, and it will sabotage all of your intimate relationships going forward if you let it. You will view every new relationship as a chance to heal your old wounds, but at the same time, you don't believe that you're worthy to be valued, so you'll pick partners who don't prioritize you. You'll ignore red flags, and then one day, all of a sudden, you'll just be stuck in a relationship with someone you view as selfish or emotionally avoidant and dismissive, and the cycle will just continue. So what are you going to do when someone neglects you? Complaining is easy. Attacking them is easy. Blaming them as the problem is easy. And they are part of the problem. Half of it. And we're not talking about physical abuse here. You're never responsible for someone abusing you, but you are responsible for always making sure you leave and get safe the moment someone shows you that they are violent. That can't be anyone else's responsibility except for yours, and I pray that you do that. Your trauma wasn't your fault. The way your parents treated you wasn't your fault. Their neglect wasn't your fault. But healing from it will be your responsibility. Because every single person I'm talking to right now, you deserve kindness and respect and selflessness and reciprocation and consideration and empathy and validation and understanding and prioritization. And to be valued through words and actions, not perfectly, but intentionally for sure. But it's your job to set yourself up for the best chance at success in your intimate relationships by learning about healthy boundaries, by learning about whether you still have shame or trauma in your past that's getting in the way of a healthy relationship forward. You need to learn about your needs and fears and triggers and be on a healing journey, not perfectly, but directionally. You need to talk with a professional about why you might feel the need to continually give and sacrifice for someone who only takes advantage of you. Why you find yourself back in the same dysfunctional dynamics that you grew up in. You need to talk with them about how you might be hyper-aware or hypersensitive to any threat of your relationship ending, even if one is not there, or how your fear of abandonment might be playing out in this relationship, or why you've potentially buried your feelings and become numb in an effort to protect yourself from being rejected. All of those responses are perfectly normal and natural to what you had to go through. You aren't flawed, you're not broken. You're hurt, you're scared to trust and love again. Anyone would be. But ignoring that is dangerous to your mental and relational health. And I care about you enough to ask you the tough questions now, before you have major issues in your marriage, hopefully. What are you going to do when someone chronically neglects you? What are you doing now to protect your heart from emotional or physical abuse in the future? How long will you stay in a relationship where you feel neglected? No one else can answer those questions for you. You're the first person who has to understand just how valuable you are. And I'm not saying divorce is always the answer. I mean, absolutely don't stay in abusive relationships, but for the most part, I would love to prevent these problems early in the marriage. I would love for both spouses to be working towards a great marriage the moment you say I do, and don't stop. That's what prevents divorce. That means picking partners who are humble and mature and being that partner as well, because you are valuable and worthy of selflessness and sacrificial love. But the sad truth is this: even if you found someone who believes that about you, that relationship will still fail if you don't believe that about yourself. Of course, it's easier to want me to focus on your unhealthy partner, but so often unhealthy attracted unhealthy. And my best chance at changing your dynamic towards healthy is sometimes getting you healthy first, so that you can see what needs to happen in your relationship as a whole for it to become what you want and deserve. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.